This evening I am trying to figure out how to put my, after I kill this mosquito, trying to figure out how to put this third gen seats that I got in my second gen welding rig. Before we do so, obviously we have to get rid of these old seats. I'm going to start with the passenger side, get this console out of here, and see if I may see how much work it's going to be, and not take out the driver's seat yet. So I'm not trying to sit on a 5-gallon bucket going to work tomorrow. But I'm going to start off by removing this. The typical second gen fashion, this evaporator core has been leaking for a long time, and I know it has, but it's pretty rotten over here, and somebody's tried to seal it up better. There's some RTV or something around it, so I need to address that also. But I'm not going to worry about that because this is a work truck. We'll address it another time if and when the need arises. I'm not really worried about it. If this was a nice truck, definitely be diving more into it. But this is obviously my work truck. Everything's in here. This isn't going to be necessarily easy, so I'm going to start by getting this side out and see what we wind up with. The cushion for the driver's seat came in, and it's definitely not OEM. If you can tell, it's different shade, different quality. I ripped off the little tabs on the back, like in the felt on it, like 2 of them just ripped off, and I pulled on a little bit and they ripped off. I mean, it seems like it's going to work out all right. I'm going to put a seat cover on this anyway, but for now, definitely the cushion feels great as far as that goes, but the actual, like this, I bought it on eBay. It's not OEM, so it doesn't match by any means. It's got, this matches, this actually seems pretty close, but this is not anywhere near the factory color. But the reason I'm getting rid of the other seats also, the driver's seat obviously is all tore up, but in a work truck, an old work truck for that matter, with the vinyl seats, it's Florida, it's hot, you get in the truck at the end of the day, you're soaking wet, and it just sticks to you. You don't dry out. I'm not trying to, obviously this is going to hold moisture, if you want to say that, but these seats actually breathe rather than the vinyl or the whatever you call that. So that's number one reason why I'm going with cloth seats to begin with. Oh hello. So all that being said, we're gonna get to work. Wow, there's a lot of dirt on that. Get to work and see what we can accomplish here tonight. Well, there's no turning back now because I wound up taking the other seat out and robbed the opposite bracket of this on the other side, which sits right there, and I used that on the outside here to make this bracket. This bracket here is just a tab that was sticking down on this one, little piece of plate, got a gusset there in the backside. So I went about this kind of a hard way, but it was necessary. I wish both seats were just manual. It would have been so much easier, but we're working with what we got. So I don't have a lot of thread engagement on this one back here, but it's tight, very tight clearances. But the difference in the second and third gen, basically, obviously the way it mounts, but the slider on it, they're almost identical as far as the spacing from they're almost identical as far as how much clearance the seats need. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but other than what would have been easier would have been to cut these down here and drop these basically to the bracket. The rail on the second gen seat sits basically up here where the top is, but the spacing, it was very similar but very different at the same time, if that makes any sense. But kind of rows back here, I don't care about all that, goes all the way back. I don't know if the center console is going to fit yet or work. I have no idea. So there's no turning back now. It's already probably rolling up on 9 o'clock now, so we got to make tracks get working here. The third gen buckles did not work in this truck. They may be different in different second gens, but I had to swap the buckles for the seat belts, and that's the only other thing that I did. So the fun part is going to be trying to duplicate what I did on the other side and see how that goes. So let me throw the seat in here now and then see how that looks also. Good news is it fits, meaning it fits between the seats, but we've got quite a bit of gappage here that it doesn't really bother me. It's just going to mean that I'm going to have to be crawling under the seat and trying to find stuff that I lose, but I don't know how to fix it other than I would have to get another, like what I should have done was drop the actual seat down rather than the bracket, because there's no clearance for that back bolt over here in this corner. Same thing on the other side. So to fix that, I'd have to modify a lot more things, and I don't really care about it right now. I'm just happy to have a nicer seat. And I don't know if I think the lift or whatever button, I got it to work the other day. I got the forward and back to work, but none of the other buttons here did anything. And the seat's up a little high. It's not bad, it's just higher than I want it to be. So it may try to tweak with that, or who knows what's going to happen. But my goal right now is just to finish this bracket, that bracket, bolt it down, and just gonna probably not weld a piece, but well, I might have to weld a piece, weld a cross member across here, and then drill a couple holes front and back, and we should be about done with that aspect of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and push forward, get this done, get that in there, and call it a day. Well, that's gonna do it for this install. Could be better, could be worse. That's all I can really say about that. This is just moisture. This here console still had some moisture in it, some water in it. When I pressure washed it, it was laying on its side here. But this was a mechanic's truck. This was in a mechanic's truck. So this thing was horrible. I used some super clean on it and degreaser. let it sit for a minute, pressure washed it. It got, I mean, it cleaned it up tremendously. And yeah, I don't know, just got all my stuff back in it here that was in the console. As I said before, this eBay cover does not match the rest of it, but this would have been the passenger back, and it is a much nicer looking piece of machinery there. But this is obviously power. I didn't want to cut a hole in this because I don't really care. I'd rather have the manual sliding one, but I just zip tied it here. It doesn't work right now. I'm planning to run, I have an inverter that I need to hook up somewhere so that I can charge my Milwaukee batteries, and I don't know if I want to build a little something, a little station for it somewhere on the dash or something, but I'm going to run power to here eventually. It does work. Most of the stuff that I need back here I'll be able to grab just by reaching through here. No big deal. And I guess that's it. Gonna get back to the trailer after this, but this is definitely one needed upgrade to this truck. I'm gonna get some seat covers. I can't remember if I mentioned that. I think I just did, but yeah, that's gonna do it. Gonna be much better tomorrow and the rest of the time these are in this truck. I'd like to, I don't know, I'd kind of like to redo it and just make it better, but there's nothing wrong with it right now. I kind of want to, I wish I was sitting down a little lower. That's my only complaint, really. I just wish it was lower to the ground because it's already, it's not a high truck, but getting in and out of this truck welding, for those of you know I'm talking about, you know, every 40 feet you're making a weld. It's just a lot of wear and tear jumping up and down. So I just wish the seat was a little lower. Beggars can't be choosers. So that's going to do it for this video. Appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you soon on the next video, getting back to the step deck. Thanks, guys.